Hi, I'm Milton Rendell and welcome to Real News Friday. Been another interesting week. Sales in the metropolitan area up about 1.4% to 1,015. Stock levels remain basically about the same in terms of properties for sale. Now, in terms of where we were 4 weeks ago, it's up about 4.8% in stock. And that being the figure of 8,629, but down about 7% as the same time last year. So we've obviously still got a fairly strong market currently. Now, in terms of rentals, there's 1,892 rentals available. It's up about 3.4%, and it's up about 10% on what it was 4 weeks ago. Having said that, 4 weeks ago, there wasn't much available. So we're still down 19.8% compared to a year ago. So the desperation or the finding rentals at the moment is still a challenge. And there was 665 properties leased last month. Now, the common question I'm getting asked and bombarded about, where's the market going? What's going to happen? Well, I'm reading the newspapers, things are crashing, this is this and all the rest of it. So I'm going to tell you my snapshot of what I told someone on the other day to see how we go. So people are talking about growing population. They're talking about people coming over from the eastern states and a whole pile of other issues. Now, they're also telling us that the market's going to slide and going to go down. I think it's near impossible for the market to slide as they're describing. Why? We're still in abundance of buyers still out there. Now, the interest rates have taken some people out of play, but it hasn't taken all of them. We're still getting multiple offers on properties. We're also finding it still difficult to get stuck. And we're still getting regular inquiry either by email or by phone every day. So that's still there. The challenge has been finding stock, and this is the thing that everybody's been talking about. Now people say, well, how come there's no stock? Well, the stock basically is if you think about it, if you're sitting at home and you will be possibly one of these people, you're sitting there and thinking, I think it's time to move on or to go somewhere. Now, you're not going to move and go away from the security of your home until such a time you find something or feel there's something that you can go to. Now, if there's nothing out there, you're not going to move, which therefore doesn't create the stock levels that we're normally used to. The other thing that's also been happening, which is quite unusual, in the fact that a lot of the rentals that have been sold to investors, you've got to keep in mind there's a backlog of probably investors who probably 10 years ago were trying to sell but had to hold on because the market was relatively slow. And now been selling. Now the challenge become with the rentals is that when the rentals come into the market, over 60% of them are going to owner-occupiers. They're not being bought by investors and being relet. So the pool of rentals has constantly been shrinking. So go back to what I said before, why people aren't moving is because one of the options that you normally would do is you'd be going off to a builder saying, great, I'm going to rent for 6 months and I'll move into a nice new house. Well, guess what? The builders aren't guaranteeing anything from 2 to 2.5 years. People are not prepared to sell their homes to go and rent for 2.5 years. The other thing is, where the hell are they going to rent? This is the other question. A lot of them are saying, well, that's fine, but I mightn't even have anywhere to live, so I'm going to leave my house, go into a market that I don't understand, and therefore be left on the shelf. This is creating part of the confusion and part of the slowness, if you like, of stock coming to the market. Now, that'll probably change coming into 2023, but that's our equation, that's where it is. And I'm attempting to explain to you why there's such a shortage and why we're not seeing as many properties come onto the market in the last 12 months because people have not been able to get the deliverable options that they're looking for because of the market conditions, and the building industry is very much part of that. Anyway, hopefully that made a little bit of sense, but in the meantime, if you are thinking about selling or leasing a property out or any real estate questions, please give our teams a call. All the best, and speak to you again next week.